Hey, WokeNFree Nation. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 298th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are asking the question, what's your personality type? Very interesting stuff. So before we dive into the episode, a couple of things to ask and go over. First, have you not only gone to WokeNFree.com to listen to this episode? If so, thank you. But also, have you downloaded the episode through the Podbean app? If not, please do so immediately, because if you have the app, then you can put in your comments, and we would be very curious to understand if you have some thoughts on your personality type, especially with the test that you can take as you learn in the episode. So lots to learn, lots to talk about. Make sure you're a part of the conversation. Next, if you listen to podcasts on a device where you can't get another app like the Podbean app, then best way to support the show is to go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you're going to follow and subscribe to the show. So you'll find us on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world where most podcasts are consumed. You will find our show. So lots of different places to follow, subscribe, and join through those methods. Now on WokeNFree.com through the Podbean app, you can click subscribe to follow the show. So make sure you do that as well. And then on social media, we'd love for you to engage with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then if you have 90 seconds, which reality check is more of a statement, less of a question, we would love for you to review the show. So how do you do that? Go to WokeNFree.com, go in the Listen tab, and then you can pick where you want to review the show. Tell us how the show's feeding into your life. With that, I'm going to kick it to you, Khalil.
And I'll take it from here. Before starting the conversation, we'd like to share a little bit about ourselves. This week, we are asking, would you rather have a duck that oinks or a pig that quacks?
Oh, so you're hitting new lows. Okay, interesting.
It seems like a low, right?
So you're saying like an animal that doesn't identify as the animal that they're on this earth as, right? Is that what
I'm not saying that. They just make different sounds than they're supposed to.
Sounds? Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I can't say how it identifies.
Okay. I didn't know what direction you were going here. So
it's my direction. I didn't come up with this.
Source that provided that to you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I really like pigs, actually. I hope that there's a type of future for me where I could own a pig. Unfortunately, I would want the pig to sound like a pig that oinks, unless that's a presumption I shouldn't be making. I haven't researched this, so I'm not quite sure. But in my experience, most pigs oink instead of quack, but I guess...
Instead? I mean, like that's an option?
Yeah.
That's a normal option.
I guess in this weird scenario you're presenting, I would say I will take the pig that quacks because I just really want a pig and I want to put like a bow on her head and then like dress her up. I think it would be really kind of interesting. Are we talking about like the big pigs or like
any
small
size?
Little... Okay, yeah, I would take a big girl or even a teeny one, but I want a pig, so I'll take it. I don't like the quack bit, but life throws different scenarios at you. So.
Okay, so mine is the opposite, and it's that I would usually go with the pig over the duck, but I don't want a pig that's making that quack noise, so I'm going to go with the duck that's oinking, because people would think I have a pig, but it's actually a duck, so it'd be more impressive to have the duck that sounds like a pig.
Weird.
And that leads right into how we chose, right? I chose based on my personality type that I went with the duck, because I just want to get the oinking going on. Like, I crafted that in my mind. I had to think deeply about it. all of 20 seconds. And
Shouldn't
then
lie, Khalil.
20 seconds. That's a deep thinker.
Okay,
for you, you thought about it for 1 second. Like you jumped right in it, right? You didn't get all deep into the details.
What's your question?
Well, you see how I'm getting at that. See how I took so long to think about it?
Yeah.
And you just jump right into it? Maybe we should ask the question of what are our personality types that make us think like that? What makes one such a thinker and one such a doer? What causes
you're
that?
Offensive too.
How's that offensive? No, you're getting stuff done.
And one does. Yeah, one's a task manager and one is the task doer. Like
not a task manager. No, one's actually accomplishing thing, and one is just deep in thought for the proverbial future.
Okay, Plato.
Never deciding what to act on.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not that that's the real personality type, but it's a possible personality
type. What Greek
type.
god are you for the day? Yeah, exactly. Amazing. So
just put it out there.
If you take 16 personalities test, which we'll share the link in the episode notes, so you'll be able to have that at WokeNFree.com, you will find that I am an assertive protagonist. So ENFJ-A is my personality
What does
type.
the initialing mean? How come you're saying that?
So that they each there's 16 different personalities, so each of the personalities have like different acronyms. So for protagonist, it's the ENFJ, and then the A stands for assertive. So that's my type.
Does
and then
the ENF, do you know if that means anything?
Yeah, so you'll be able to find all of that on when we'll share our personality test results, and then you'll be able to read through each of those what the different letters mean. But essentially, E is for extroverted, the I is for intuitive, F is feeling, J is judging, and then the A is the assertive. So it breaks down how your mind, energy, nature, tactics, and identity all have different, and everyone will have different percentages based on how you answer the different questions. And so, for me, I am like 54% extroverted. I'm 83% intuitive. I'm 60% feeling. I'm 72% judging and 63% assertive. For the things that my role is typically as a diplomat, and my strategy is people mastery,
Wow.
So it breaks down a lot. So extroverted, intuitive, the feeling, judging, assertive, all that stuff. Oh, intuitive
is the N, I see. So
that's how they have the different acronyms for stuff. Traits. And so for my personality, like my strengths are being tolerant, reliable, charismatic, altruistic. My weaknesses are overly idealistic, too selfless, too sensitive, struggle to make tough decisions, which I would disagree with. But I mean, maybe there are times when I was younger. As I've gotten older, it's been a lot easier to make tough decisions, but I would say when I was younger,
you definitely did that.
Yeah, it was a lot harder for me. But yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree with.
I am my personality. Like this result, I felt like read me my Bible on who the heck Natasha Nurse is. So I really, really like this test. I really, really like the type of results and the ongoing content you get. And then, really excited to hear now you. Let's flip the script too. Who are you?
Well, before you jump into that, I would like to say even that the personality type, I think it rings more true than even like what is it?
The love language test we did, right?
No, even worse than that. The astrology signs, is that what they're called?
Oh, Virgo, yeah, the astrological zodiac signs.
Yeah, I mean, I think it.
You think I read more even stronger then?
Yeah, I think it hits.
Well, there are parts of Virgo that I don't hit. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you look at you look at your horoscope for the day, right, and it'll be just completely off. It won't be
definitely.
It won't hit the nail on the head. So
yeah,
I mean, I just want to bring that up at least. So for me, I'm the architect, and I'm the assertive architect because I didn't even realize those were different.
Yeah.
But they are, so.
And you're INTJ.
So the INTJ, so introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging, and assertive. The judging is, I don't agree with the judging, but you would probably agree.
We did a whole episode on it someplace.
I know, I don't know. I guess I'm the judge, but I'm not the jury.
You're the judge and the jury.
I'm not the jury, but I'm the executioner, though.
Exactly. Okay.
Judge and executioner, not the jury. I give people a chance to have input. That's the difference with me.
The people in
but
your
I
mind.
will execute, though. I will execute on what needs to be, needs to be done.
You make
so,
sense.
I guess, should I go over my strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, The strength for me is definitely being rational is a strength.
Screw you.
I definitely believe in rationality over emotionality. I'm just making that up.
Okay.
That's what it would be.
Okay.
Informed, because I like to get the information.
You are
That's
a factual-based person, yes.
Independent? Well, yeah,
true.
Of course.
Very true. Yeah, very, very true.
I do things independently. I don't want to depend on others to help me do things.
Yeah, you'd like to fix
too
things
much.
on your own, yeah?
Yeah, I don't like that. I like having that control when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Determined? Yeah, I'll do what it takes to get things done, even if it requires, a lot of energy, and even if there'll be a lot of stress from it, I'll do it.
You'll bear through. Yeah.
Yeah. Curious. Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm definitely.
Yeah,
I am curious. I want to. If I hear about something new, I'm like, how does that work? And I get more into it. You see it, and you're just like, is it done yet? Yeah, that's your question. Care. You don't care about the.
Is it working?
Just something new, because I see something new. Like even when I first I saw this at an advertisement for those. We don't get it a lot, but I think New York pizzas have it. It's like a pizza plate that they put in so the box of pizza doesn't touch the middle of the stuff. That's an interesting thing to me. Like
but
somebody came up with it. You wouldn't even think about that. When I first saw that, I was like, what is that? Like that interested me when I was a child. No, I didn't look it up as a child, but I mean, it piqued my interest. Yeah. I thought that was just something different. Yeah. And original. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, for facts.
Yeah, that I pride myself on originality. I try not to be a statistic, so that's why I definitely agree with that one.
Now let's get into these good weaknesses. Yeah,
the weaknesses aren't good because. So for one, they would claim that I'm a sort of arrogant person. I can't feel that.
1,000%. I strongly support this.
Oh, okay. You think that there's some arrogance to be had?
Sometimes there's not enough oxygen in the room. Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's a sad state of affairs. The other one is definitely true. Dismissive of emotions. That's definitely true.
You mean the eliminator of emotions?
It's that I don't value the emotions.
Of course.
Rationality is king. It says it right here.
Exactly.
Emotional context doesn't really matter for people with this personality. So, I agree with that. It's a weakness, but I like that weakness.
I bet you do.
The next one is, I don't know about this. Overly critical, but it depends it depends on what it is. I don't think that's true. Sometimes I let things slide and you're like, you really
no, but in your mind, if there was a recording of what was being thought in your mind, it would be harsh as hell.
Maybe. I don't know. Not overly. Because I give people a chance. Because I understand like that things aren't, so I don't know. I think I understand things aren't perfect. So you don't have as much I have expectations
like I understand
it's not perfect.
Unfortunately, but you definitely will judge things and you will call it out, oh, that has that on it. Oh, that, like, you definitely, yes. 1,000%.
Oh, wow. You think that?
You don't let things just be failure points. You're like, did you see the failure point? Okay, then we can accept it and move on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, like that?
You always, and our son is exactly the same way. He can't hardly see a stain, a scar, or nothing.
I know, he really points
it out. He's like, excuse you.
Yeah, he has me seeing new things like that.
Thank you and goodbye.
He lets me know this is not right.
KJ, I love that about him, but it's wild. It'll be great when he can take this test and we can figure out where he sits with this. Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Combative. I agree with that.
1,000%. Tired.
Because the thing is, like, I don't like authority figures who impose me, and
including your spouse.
Are you an authoritative figure?
Yes.
That's what I gotta ask.
Yes, I am. I am the protagonist.
But then it says I can get caught up arguing about useless rules and regulations.
Yes.
But rules and regulations can control the game.
Remember how long you wanted to argue on the episode we were talking about the samurai test taking, and your mind was blown around if you're 100 years old or something.
Oh yeah, how you won't statement. Well, I was arguing around what the rule like. There should be
if it's a requirement,
a lapse of a rule.
Age does not displace requirements.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
unless your requirement is not inclusive for the age group, like unless that is proven, then regardless of those factors, like age or unless the rule itself is not inclusive, then it doesn't matter. You don't just lapse it just because you're like, oh well, we should. Like,
well, you know why I'd say that? Because how come not everybody gets honorary degrees, right? Some things are.
That is a completely different subject. People do not get honorary degrees just because they happen to making a way around the sun a long time.
But I'm just saying, people get honorary degrees for no reason or no rule or regulation.
They provide $100,000 endowment to the school, right?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's stuff on the back end we don't see. Maybe there is a donation.
100%.
But what if there wasn't a donation and they just given it? And they want you to do a speech kind of thing. Like, instead of paying you, we're going to give you honorary.
And maybe that's happening too.
We give you the honorary designation.
You were caught all the way up on that for no apparent reason.
Well,
or
I don't
the
think
Mufasa
it's right.
piece, which I don't think you're ready to rehash on that. So
that's a little different.
Okay, then exactly.
That's something different.
And completely.
And then remember possibility.
Exactly.
That you say anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
But we both stand on different sides of the.
So she said it. It's Bible.
We stand on the different sides of that
Bible.
That rule that you believe, or
literally
whatever that is.
The word impossible, possible's in it.
Yeah, but I know that.
But see how you want to argue that we've been going on this for 3 years. Like,
I could even go into the reasons, but I don't agree with that.
Because it blows your mind and you're combative. I like this. This is a wonderful insight into who you are.
What? To be combative?
Your weaknesses.
That's a weakness to be combative? Well, yes. According to this, I'm combative over the things that don't count. That's what it's saying. But to me, that possibility thing, that's one of the biggest things that does count.
Don't be too darn positive over there. No. Keep it to yourself.
It's not about, because the problem.
You see how you're going?
I know you're making me go into it, but I just gotta say it now, because the problem with possibility is it does relate to rationality as well. That's the thing. That's where we get caught up. If we're just talking about possibility in terms of positivity, then no, of course, I'm going to love it. But if we talk about it rationally, then that's where the problems come in hand. So that's why we don't sync on that, but technically we got to a point where we see eye to eye, though, at least. So we hashed that one out. We don't have to bring up the differences on, like, I see where we stand.
Thank you.
Cause I see where you really stand on the possibility line. The not a Mufasa thing where,
we're still juxtaposed.
That's different. Yeah. There's no lie on that. But the last weakness is that I'm socially clueless.
Oh, snap.
That's what it would say.
So that's a harsh thing.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Well, that is absolutely true, because you will say things that are deeply offensive to people, and you're just like, well, as long as I'm happy, I feel good about this. That is foolish beyond measure. To just be like, your commentary about different music genres in a room filled with people who love that genre, completely heinous.
It says that in my cynicism, it might lead me to question relationships and the value of them.
1,000%. 1,000%.
And say, why do you even need that? You could just, operate without all that stuff. That's funny.
Because you lack the ability to connect to emotion, it's going to mean you're going to have a harder time to develop empathy for others. And even, I think you intellectually understand that, but I don't even think you're emotionally connected to that term in any way.
Which term?
It's empathy.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah, you intellectually consume it, but you don't implore it emotionally.
Do empathy?
I think to KJ, he's helped you be a little bit more empathetic. A little bit, I've seen through that. But prior to parenthood, no. You're just like, oh, you're broken. That's sad for you.
No, I understand. No, it's a sad thing.
You should get your CPU fixed.
No, it's not. I know it's not good times.
And then you laugh when you're like, oh, they're having a crisis.
Yeah, well, it's tough, right? Life is hard.
Apparently.
But
it gets harder by the minute.
Yeah, everybody has hard things, right? Some people can't decide.
Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you. Is it Prada or Gucci? It's hard to decide.
Oh, exactly. Because those are the only options.
Those are the challenges in life.
Exactly. You're shameful.
I have to bring
Good
it up.
for you. I like these weaknesses. I'm going to print them and memorialize them somewhere.
I didn't even create that. There's people that they have different types of drama, not me.
Excellent.
Some people have different types of drama, though. I don't have those types.
But this is proof now that if anyone's like, you guys are the same.
Oh,
actually,
wow.
we're not. Our strengths and weaknesses are totally different.
That's what's interesting.
But we do share assertive, which makes sense, though, about both of our personalities.
My assertive is 74%.
Ooh, see, you're more than me. I'm 60-something%. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why do you think it's important to understand your personality type?
Thank you for asking. I think it comes down to the following reasons. First, we grow up in this world and we spend a lot of time, especially earlier on in our lifetime, around learning information that's useful, information that may not be useful depending on the career you embark, but we do not spend enough time figuring out who we are and getting clarity on who you are, the type of decisions you make, and what you're looking for out of this world. And I think being able to take tests like this, sometimes this is required for some of the jobs that you may go after. I've been asked to do personality tests a couple of times. And I at first it would annoy me because it's like, what you trying to look at? What you trying to get at? But really, no, you want to know who you are, and you want to have deeper, like, validation for the fact that, like, who you are, as unique as you think you are, you actually do fit into some type of box. And I know that that can be hard depending upon who you are. But we all have certain character traits that then could actually create bonding. I share my personality type with someone very close to me in my life. And that's, like, just huge to be able to understand that and to be able to identify that. Very, very cool.
And would that be good for also AI? Because then it can understand people better?
Even better on content creation, yes.
I mean, you said content creation, but I was thinking about life, existence.
Okay.
So the AI can help you with life because it knows your personality.
It can, like, copy me and then erase me and then take over.
It doesn't need to do all that. It would assist you in everything you do, right?
Because it would better understand what I need and what I want.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I take it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could be a benefit.
So iRobot is an actual function here now, so that's excellent. Good. I also think that doing these types of tests, specifically this test, as detailed and as granular it is, it's going to help you reduce likelihood of harm or conflict with others, because the more that you can understand your strengths, your weaknesses, why you say and do the things you do, you can then anticipate how to conform yourself around others. Because as much fun as it is to be yourself, it's also really fun to be yourself and not offend others. And not to create harm by just literally existing on the planet. So the only way you can reduce the harm is to have a deeper understanding of who you are and how to orient in different situations based on what you need and then the needs of others. So I think that can be really helpful there. You're also going to have more confidence in, like, moving forward with things, because you'll be like, yeah, I am assertive, or yeah, I do have rationality as my strength. And, like, you're going to feel more confident in doing what you normally would do, but now you have, like, language and labeling to put to it, which some folks, again, don't like the lot boxes, but it's a reality of life. Like, that's how human beings understand and intellectualize things. We put things in boxes. So now this is a way for you to put yourself in a bunch of different boxes, but these boxes now have labels. They now have context, and it's more grounding for you. Yeah.
This is all the greater good for the people that come after us.
Exactly. Absolutely. Like I said, my greatest thing will be, as soon as KJ is intellectually interested and ready for this, I can't wait to understand what his personality type is, because then we can better have healthier, even more understandable conversations and connection by just, who are you in this world, And then I would say another real cool benefit of doing this is you're going to have emotional understanding of how to navigate things like your career or entrepreneurial goals, because you now are going to get, like, okay, if you're assertive, then being in situations that prevent you from being assertive is not going to be fruitful of an experience for you, right? Sure. So why would you get into that? If you need empathy, or you need to be able to implore empathy, and you're in situations that don't allow for that, right? You can now navigate and shift and orient in ways that allow you to thrive as a human. And that is most paramount in life. So,
but what if emotions are your weakness? Then this doesn't help you.
Yeah, that wouldn't. So, but then you would want to not be in situations where emotional capacity is a huge thing that needs to be accomplished, because you'd look at everyone crying and hollering, and you would say, "This is like a sickness." Like, this, you would.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Again, you can put yourself in situations that lend more for rationality, that lend more for intellectual stimulation as opposed to emotional development. That's not going to be a thing for you. You're not going to enjoy these situations. So no Young and Restless for you, essentially.
Oh, I won't enjoy it. Interesting. But
if you don't understand it and you don't appreciate it, then why would you want to spend time?
I don't know if it's that I don't appreciate it.
Well, you like to laugh at it, but I can appreciate it. It's a form of entertainment for you, but to a certain degree. But because if it's overwhelming, you're not a fan of it, right? Like, you wouldn't want to sit. I mean, maybe you would want to sit in a funeral home, and while everyone's crying and hollering, maybe you would laugh. I don't know. Maybe if there's popcorn, you might enjoy it.
Well, see, now you're saying there's a fringe benefit. Then I can go for it, right? If I'm being paid. The
fringe benefit is the popcorn?
Yes.
It's trifling.
If you give food or some sort of, like, you have nothing to do. If you compensate me for my time, if you compensate me for my time, then I'll be
with popcorn?
I mean, I don't know. How much popcorn are we talking? It's
5 million boxes.
I can't eat that many, so I would have to decline it. No, you know what I would take?
$5 million, you'll take it.
Of course, I would take it with a heartbeat.
You'll sell your soul for $5.
I mean, you're speaking money. That's like easy money for me not to do that, to just sit in a funeral home.
5 doggy coins.
I wouldn't even take. Well, I don't know about 5 Bitcoin. I have to think about it, because could be a lot.
Ethereum.
Yeah, that would be a different.
Now we're talking
maybe
it's cryptocurrency. What do we do?
Yeah, I would still consider it if it's that. Okay. I mean, but yeah, it'd have to be more to it than just doing grieving. Like I don't know.
Why is it important for you to understand your personality type?
I mean, for me, but I think this is for others too. It's not just for me. I think it can give you confidence in yourself because it kind of reaffirms that, oh, this is who I am. And this is like, I took a test and it actually who I am. It's not like, it's interesting. I guess hopefully you answer the questions like truthfully and don't try to,
like game the system.
Yeah, game the system, because otherwise you might not be as confident. But if you really answer in your heart of hearts, it points you to say, this is who you are. And you can be like, okay, I am that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a normal thing, right?
Absolutely.
People see it and they think they're abnormal when they do stuff. But then you take this test and you're like, oh, so there's other people that are like this too.
Like you.
And what the tests do is they actually tell you that they list like celebrities or popular figures that have the personality type. So for my type, I have to mention Elon Musk is my type as well.
Get it.
So he has that similar thing.
I think Brock is I think he's a
Was it Brock or Michelle?
Or one of the, it might have been Michelle. Yeah, I'll have to look on it again.
Michelle.
But I was like, okay.
So I think that's cool too. So it gives you that sense of, I'm like, but again, if you don't want to be put in other boxes, then that could be
challenging to you. But it could also be inspirational to see that you share similarities with people that you may admire in this life.
And then, that you admire them. And I think it's kind of a similar thing to the first point, but it lets you know that it's okay to be who you are. Yes. It's not something to be ashamed of.
Exactly.
You are who you are, right? And God willing, these are the things that excite you, and these are the things that don't delight you. Like that's what it is. Delight is such a great word. I want to include that more in my vocabulary.
Only because we did a program that emphasized
not just that though, because remember when I heard it in the original, not the original, but I heard it when watching. Why am I forgetting the name of this show? As I'm thinking about it, the HBO show. It's Westworld.
Oh,
these violent pleasures have violent endings.
But isn't that from Shakespeare?
It's
it's from Romeo and Juliet. Or is it Romeo and Juliet?
I think so.
I think it's Romeo and Juliet. Well,
or is it might be a Shakespeare thing, but it might not be Romeo.
But it definitely was coming from Twilight, that's all.
Twilight had that too? They said that quote?
Yes, in the second one.
Twilight. Oh, that's messed up. They said it there.
And that's where the love story with Jacob begins.
No, that's wrong. They said it in there. See, it's better in Westworld. It seems right. It doesn't seem right in like a Twilight. Like
you're just a hater, though.
It's because Twilight's so emotional. Right? Exactly. Westworld is so that's gritty.
Why I thrive in it.
Westworld, at least season 1, gritty.
I empathize with Jacob. I empathize with Edward and Bella and the whole love triangle. It was just deliciousness. Beautiful.
I mean, I empathize.
With neither, But you were Team Edward, though. I'm Team Jacob always.
Yeah, I'm the team that makes the most
the person
sense.
That wins in the end, yes.
Well, I mean, they win too,
Jacob
but not
wins
just
in
that.
A different way. Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking at least in that series, the vampires were cooler than the werewolves.
Hateration.
They were. The werewolves are boring. They only come out in defense of the vampires. They suck. Vampires always have their power. Taking that one.
So you want to be sparkly in life then?
Not that I'd want that, but I want to always have my power. I don't rely on me being a defender to get my power.
No, but
and then it's dormant otherwise.
But then it gets triggered, and then you are it. Then it is. Then you exist.
But does it not? But it has to be triggered though, right?
See, it gets triggered, and then once it's triggered,
doesn't go away.
No,
but either way, I hate that idea that I have to wait. I just want to be doing my powers and not be limited.
But there are limitations to Edward.
Oh, of course, there's limitations. That's
and again, having to drink blood, not so cool. Weird.
I
know.
Wait, do they eat food in that or no?
Do they eat fruit?
Food. I mean, do they? I don't know. I don't remember.
They can, but it doesn't satiate them. Yeah.
But
they consider themselves vegetarian. I mean, it was a different take on things.
So they could eat food too. Okay.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
But either way,
which then made me question, did you go to the bathroom? Because he also he didn't have to sleep. It was a very I don't know. I was thinking a lot when I was going through that.
You can't overthink it because then it just you go down a weird hole and it doesn't make sense.
I think they're trying to do a TV show or something. I can't wait.
Yeah, but, my personality type probably lends to the vampire, actually, compared to the werewolves. At least in that scenario. And, I mean, in that movie. Mm-hmm. I'd go with the vampire, and I think you'd go with the werewolves.
1,000%.
Yeah. You'd be a werewolf, I'd be a vampire. It's not because I'm cold-blooded, but it's just, like I said, I want my powers not to be triggered. I want them to always be there.
Yeah.
That's for me. Now, has your life changed after getting these personality test results?
I would say not life-changing, but more clarity, more grounding, more comfort, more confidence. Absolutely. Again, being able to identify people in my life that share my personality type, super cool moment, because I've always felt very disconnected in this life. And so having identifiable people that I connect to is just deeply meaningful for me. I also, like you talked about, like, validation and like, oh, like, this is me and this is okay. And this me is also similar to someone who's super powerful and super successful in the world, deeply moving. And I guess it's just more guidance of us understanding, like, I always claim that I intuit things, and it is actually like one of my strengths and one of my abilities. I think it was one of the highest things. I think I was like 80 something on that. So, Oh,
you were 80. Wow.
Yeah, it was like 83% or something like that. So like intuition is a big thing for me. And I think it's only gotten stronger as I've gotten older and become a mother and things like that. So it was definitely just like super grounding. Again, I don't think, is it game changing? I think it can be, depending upon if you've never had, like you and I have always had really deep, kind of philosophical questions around like society and our lives and things like that. But for someone who maybe that's not their vibe, then this could be game changing. How about you?
I mean, for me, I don't think it has changed my life in the least bit. It just gave me that assertion of, all right, there's actually other people who are similar, have similar personality to me, because I don't even think about, I never thought about that, to be honest. Like, are there other people who resemble my personality trait? I never really thought about that, but after taking the test, it made me see that, oh yeah, there's actually others that are like this. Like, I don't know if other people contemplate that. Like, are there others out in the world that are just like I didn't have a contemplation in terms of personality type.
Gotcha.
Like, how many other people are like me and have this kind of
and
thought
you know
process?
What we didn't even talk about?
This kind of sparked that.
This also could be super helpful for those who are dating. God bless you.
Oh,
in
yes.
this world, because so many people struggle around. I mean, we watch dating shows, and it's like, I think the hardest one of the pain points is trying to find someone that matches and, is your equal opposite, right, on things. And how helpful would this be if you actually like leverage this type of information about yourself? So then when you're answering questions around what you're looking for, you can complement who you are, and you have actual language and understanding of being able to describe, like, this is where I sit, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you gotta be careful how you bring it up, but how you broach the subject. But yeah, it can help you just to know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you shouldn't do a thing where it's like, before we go on our first date, like, take this personality test. That's odd. But
what if you pass it to them on your first date? Like, take this test.
Pleasant. If so for the first 20 minutes before you talk, like, the person's just like taking a test.
Well, you sit down, you say, hi, this is my name, and
creepy.
Take this test.
Creepy. I think you'd be better off sending a link before you meet up.
They don't never show up.
Exactly.
They're like, so this is a no-show.
Ghost Nation.
Yeah, they know to not even try this person.
This is a different vibe. I don't know what this vibe is.
Because this person's going to hold me to a test. I thought, I didn't know we were in school.
I know. Life is the school. The lessons never stop. So get with it, loves.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to personality tests, why would you recommend 16 personalities?
I actually recommend it because I think it's fairly accurate. I took it twice over a 2-year time period.
Yep.
And my numbers actually matched up exactly. The mind, energy, nature, tactics, identity.
So that's either really good or that you demonstrated you've had no growth.
Either the test is excellent or I didn't grow. But
exactly.
How
so
could you say that?
So yes.
I mean, I don't know. I think I've grown on other levels, like philosophical levels. Like I've grown
definitely not on the emotional levels.
I've gone to
only a degradation in this section.
But I've gone to ponder the meaning of life better than I think 2 years ago.
And I've gone to ponder the meaning of the spirit world.
you went to a different world in and of itself. You went and you took that journey alone, and I observed it.
How pleasant.
We both grown from it.
Oh, so now you're the observer. See how it's all full circle in this moment now?
Yes. In that sense, I forgot what you were observing. Oh, you were, yeah.
I was observing Father.
But you were observing it from outside of the planet, observing me on Earth. No, that's what you
stated about me. I was in the household, but you obviously are putting me on planet Mars, I guess.
No, you were using your superhuman abilities to see.
Don't put it out there. You want people to come and take me and test me?
No.
She just disappeared.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Hey, you better get it. You refuse to even watch the full movie, but you want to share the quotes.
It's a good quote.
Of one of the most emotionally moving films.
You know what? It's so emotional. It touches my heart, even though I didn't see it.
The heart that you designed on the computer?
If it's touched, is it not touched?
The heart on the computer?
Is it on the computer or is it placed inside of a figure?
I don't know where your CPU is.
Is it a CPU or is it something more essential?
I don't know. You're getting too technical.
Yes, you can mention the one thing. Yeah, exactly.
The one thing I know. I can't speak to other wires.
So you can't speak to gigahertz or anything? It's a lot
No, I've seen that. Yes.
Lots of gigahertz in there.
Right. Yes.
You can say that. Gigabytes and gigahertz.
Exactly.
Just gigas and stuff.
Okay, so no growth. Excellent.
But it's not about the growth. It's about the accuracy of this test. Yeah, and I don't know. Exactly. I mean,
I agree. I've taken it twice, and I'm not sure if the numbers were exactly the same, but the end result was the same. I'd have to go back and double check.
But at least the end result. I mean, at least you still got into the same category.
Protagonist.
And then I should say that I think it matches up though. Like I was saying it before, how it's better than horoscopes. Because horoscopes, I don't know. I mean, they be hit or miss, and you can kind of like try to make it match. But this one, it just matched up, and I wasn't trying anything. Like it actually matched up with who I am, the strengths and the weaknesses. That you could actually see it. It's not. I think you have to stretch with some other sorts of testing, but they got this one pretty well. And that's not to say that there's any others out there that might be better, but if you go with them,
there's a strengths.
This one's good.
Test. I think 50 strengths tests or something. It's like 50 questions or tests, 50 different things. That I was telling you on that one. I had like my top 5, and one of them was like, was it visionary or something? Some word that you kept then going around saying, I'm a visionary. Like, even though you didn't take the test, you have to pay to take it.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, also, there you go. Yeah,
big reason why folks should be interested in this. It
free.
is a free test you can take.
You bring up that great point.
So if you are interested in free clarity and free understanding, this is your test to take. So definitely click on the links on this episode so that you can go and take your test and then share your results with us. I also would recommend this 16 personalities test because it is not just the test alone, but if you create your profile, then it will give you ongoing information that you can get emailed to you that will help you think through different things in your life under the lens of your personality type. So how cool is that? So it is ongoing learning, ongoing grounding, and again, free. So I don't see how this could not be a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So shout out to the folks behind this wonderful dynamic platform.
Exactly. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It is scenario time. Scenario 1. Anish is against people putting him in boxes. A friend asked him to take the personality type test, and he said he doesn't want to be characterized. Should Anish take the test?
Interesting. So it's just a friend. It's not in any way connected to his career or anything on this, like, on stake. Yeah, so again, friendship is about loving and accepting people for who they are and where they are. Sometimes friendship, I have found good friendship will help you expand your comfort zone. So if I were Anish, I would say that instead of just saying blanket, like, no, I don't want to do this, try to understand why his friend is asking him to do this. Does he feel like there's an opportunity to grow? Is there an opportunity to learn something from this experience? Because sometimes friends are put into your life to help you grow as a human. And so this could be a growth opportunity that he's just, completely denying. And he has a right. I don't want to say he's not entitled to his beliefs. He's entitled to his beliefs. He's entitled to say, I don't want to do this. But before we say no, let's try to figure out why this is happening, and then also what could be the benefit of saying yes before we get to a place of no, because it's really easy to just say no, but it actually takes work to say yes. And so it's always, especially when it comes to you, there's effort and time and energy that should be thought of before we get to a place of no. So I would say Anish should find out more from the friend before just outrightly denying the test.
Okay, yeah, you made me a believer. And that goes to say that I can definitely be persuaded, and I'm not a combative person by nature.
What are you trying to achieve in this moment?
I'm just saying your persuasiveness.
I know what you want.
It's just your persuasiveness is really taking over.
I know what you want.
Because originally I was going to say Anish should say no to the test because he doesn't want to be put in boxes. But then I thought about it, and you're right. Your friends push you to do stuff. So technically he should take the test. But after speaking with the friend and kind of explaining how he feels and why he feels that way, then they can kind of hash it out why the friend even recommended it to him. There's
a reason why his friend is
instead of just like throwing it to the wayside. It might actually be a good thing. And then I know there's that phrase that if something makes you uncomfortable, you should do it.
It's probably a sign you need to do it.
So this is one of those cases. I actually do think he should. I think he should take the test, and he should go along with what you say and just hash it out with his friend a little bit to figure it out. Scenario 2. Sandra took a personality test 3 times, and each time her type was different. What do you think caused this?
Oh, interesting. So that could be happening for a couple of reasons. A, you don't know the mental state she was in for every time that she was taking this. Maybe she was inebriated. Maybe she was tired. Maybe she was stressed out. All of those external factors are going to change. It could change it. But more so, what I think is more so happening here, I think she's trying to take the test and trying to game the test to try to achieve a certain result. Because if you answer questions consistently, then the likelihood of you being able to get 3 different results, I think, is very low. But I'm not a statistician. I'm not sure of, the probability rates that could happen from that. But that is my intuition telling me that most likely if you're getting different results, you're choosing to answer the questions differently, which means you're not truly answering the questions how you should be answering the questions. But it's hypothetical, so who knows? So I think that's really what's going on here.
That it's the gaming of the system.
I think sometimes we do things because we're so focused on the outcome as opposed to really leaning into the journey that we're on and really trying to be as authentic as we can be. And we should be showing up in all circumstances, especially testing circumstances, as our best selves, not like what we think we should be showing up as, because that's not really going to work. And I learned that even with Sandra test taking, I was so concerned around, I got to get a 90 or above. I got to do this, that, and instead of just saying,
hey, the focus.
Yeah, let me just answer the question in front of me. What is the answer? And if I can't see the answer, what are the answers that are not correct? Right? And really just being present and honing in question by question, moving till you get the end. And then when you give your best, the universe does the rest. And that's it.
But I got mad on, I forgot what test they were. They were like, it was in middle school. It was like, it was a standardized test, but there was, not everybody takes it. It was like, I don't know if it was AP or something. I forget what it was.
Or something,
but it was something like that. And I wanted to get like the highest score. I wanted to beat out the people who were really smart in the class. And I was mad that they beat me by a point, I think. And then when I was saying points, I'm talking about like 110 or something. Like it was above already the highest you could get. But I guess there was extra credit or something. Nice. And what if you get mad about that? You want to be like the highest. If you're comparing yourself to others, and you want to be the highest.
Of course, you always want to be the highest. But at the end of the day, you learn as you get older that all of these things are pointless and completely irrelevant. We can't even remember the names of the things.
Yeah, see, I don't know the exact name of it.
But in the moment, right?
I really wanted to get the highest.
That's the beauty of life and childhood, is that things just you have no perspective. So everything that's really meaningful to our about to be 2-year-old, he can't even recall this once he's 22. Won't even know this happened. He'll think we're lying. So, that's the beauty of life. It's every stage has its own circumstances and set of problems and issues. But as you get older, you realize none of it was a problem. None of it was an issue. You made it that way. That's why being a human is downright impossible, because we're so mentally focus on the things that don't matter, and we're so disconnected from the things that do.
I love when you use this phrase, and just the phrase in general. Well, because
I can only speak from I'm not a cow, I'm not a shark, I don't identify as those creatures, so, and I know some people do.
Just to put it out there and just say maybe their life is so much different that it's easy for them to live.
I can't even intellectualize it because I'm not either of those creatures.
Like, to me, it's just a funny phrase.
If I was a kangaroo, or if I ever was a kangaroo, I would be able to speak on that, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I guess that's an interesting thing.
I mean, when we're able to understand the minds of creatures, then we can figure
I would like to say
out.
earthly creatures have an impossible task because it's hard.
But I think humans have it even harder because we're so disconnected. That just gives too much credit.
And the sharks are connected to things? They're not.
But I don't know if they care about
conceptualize it?
I don't know. Like,
do they understand the concept
when they're in the ocean,
of being?
Do they really think and care about the pollution pouring into their waters in a way that, like, we think about it, but then it's also like,
but we also equally want to drive our cars. But you're downplaying their struggle, right? They might struggle to be like, where's the next food source?
Or to not be attacked. And like, that's what I'm saying. Their perspective and their struggles
to them,
are
that's
different.
Impossible, though.
It
may be, they're like, man, being a shark is hard.
There's this overall sense of
It's
impossibility.
like any creature can have, there's a hierarchy and they can say, again, my struggle
I believe in all possibilities.
Rough,
so yes,
right?
Do I think there are other creatures that like similar and dissimilar to humans that may feel their life is impossible?
Yes,
I think that's absolutely possible, but I'm never going to speak to that because I don't identify as a non-human at this point. So that may or may not change.
You just can't even take a gander that possibly.
No, because I don't want to be offensive. Unlike someone I know.
You don't want to offend the clownfish?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Or the starfish. Or
what about the seahorse?
Or the nurse shark.
What about the bacteria?
Nope.
Oh man,
they get high. Not high. You're not going to catch
even viruses. See, you letting them get a slide?
They're welcome to live their best lives.
See, no, they're not. No, I'm going to speak to them, but I'm the judge, though. That's
and
part
the
of
jury and the executor.
That's part of my personality. I will judge a snail, and
you
the
don't
snail
think
will
you're
get
arrogant,
judged.
exactly.
No, but the snail judges me, so I can't judge a snail back.
And that's why judgment is there for you.
That's what it is.
Judge,
the thing is, I'm going to think that if she's got 3 different kind of results, this might be her just not taking the test seriously and just just answering whatever, or like you're saying, gaming the system and trying to get a result that maybe doesn't really align with how she would answer. Truly act in those scenarios, because they give you scenarios and ask you, would you do this or that? And if she always goes for a certain answer choice that's not true to herself, this is why that personality test can change each time. So, it's either or. I think that caused it.
Okay.
Scenario 3. Courtney wants everything in her life to match. She even wants her SO's personality to match. Do you think other people should follow this philosophy?
SO being significant other,
yes.
Right? Okay, perfect. So, that's an interesting question. Oof. Would you, essentially to me, that's saying should this person want to be in a romantic relationship with someone with the same personality to her? So that then begs the question, should is a very challenging word in of itself, but we'll keep with it. Should you want to date yourself? So I love me. Do I want to date myself? No, I like having friends that are similar to me because I can have more compassion and also understanding to me, but I don't know if romantically that is the best option because I know the challenges of being me and I don't know if I would want to deal with that in another person on a romantic level. Maybe. But I just don't, as of right now, I appreciate our challenges and our differences being different. I don't know if I would appreciate if they were the same. And so in this scenario, I mean, she's entitled to have that want. I would say that unless she has life experience that has demonstrated that being with someone with a similar personality lends for a better love relationship for her, then I would not have that as a requirement as to what you're looking for in an SO. Because unless you have past experience that has demonstrated that, then why would you limit yourself to only wanting to be with someone with a similar personality type?
Yeah, I think to me, it's like you say, why are you limiting yourself in the dating pool? The dating pool might seem like it's large, but how do you get access to all those types of people? And then of the ones you get access to, now you're saying, if your personality type doesn't match, this relationship isn't going to work. I don't think that's really smart to pick off people like that. That's not the best judge.
Like, same thing with Zodiac, right? Be like, where some people are like, oh, I would never date.
It have to be a Zodiac match or else that's it.
And that, it may not work. I mean, and I definitely don't think, like, for that, they say, like, Taurus is a match for Virgo, and I cannot stand.
It doesn't seem to work out that way, right?
Side, on a friend level or any other level. So, I think, as to your point, the world is hard enough, and dating is hard enough. I don't think we should be making more more barriers for yourself to be able to try to find a true match for yourself. Because people are very challenging. Relationships are one of the hardest things you'll ever do in this life. So let's make this as easy as possible.
And I don't think it's been proven that you should date your personality type. I don't know that's ever been shown or said, right?
Yeah, like
that. I don't know if that's a true statement.
I mean, could you have a vibe with that person? Absolutely,
but I don't know if that's ever even been recommended. Where to have a great relationship, you should date somebody with your personality.
I think it lends better
I've never
for
heard that said
in that regard because
for friendships,
because it's cool, right? Because it's like you have a deeper understanding of that person, like because you are that person, right? Like so you're like, oh, I got you. Like you could say things without even saying things to that person, but to date that person, I think could you make it work? Yes, the possibilities everywhere in any regard, really. But is it the best decision? Maybe not. It just depends. It depends on the personality too.
Oh, it depends on the personality.
I do think
that's
so. Like,
funny.
Because if you're a naturally more combative person, like then if you're with another combative person,
go to war.
Like that might be. I mean, it might, but it might lend for some beautiful time horizontally. So, like I don't know.
Not vertically though.
Maybe not. So it depends. Are you in the kitchen? Like it just depends. It depends on a bunch of different scenarios.
Or what if you're in the sauna?
Oh. You're gonna get me in trouble.
There's different things you could do.
I bet there are.
Exactly.
Don't talk to me. My mind goes.
I know your mind does a lot of exploring.
Always living in a different.
But it explores a similar realm each time, though. That's the problem.
Yes,
it's not like we're different reaches.
When you watch HBO at the age of 6, your mind typically lives in that space, and that's all where my mind is.
Wow. What if you watch Sesame Street at that age?
I would have a different mind.
Oh, okay. So that changes.
I didn't watch it. I thought that Sesame was quite odd.
What if you watch Sesame Street when you're an adult? Does that change your mind?
Maybe.
It'll take your mind off of
it
like,
might.
different
I'm
places.
not sure. I don't want to speak poorly on it.
Don't come after Sesame Street.
No,
but I'm just
our
saying,
son loves Elmo too much.
If
Shout out to Elmo.
you watch it, I'm just wondering if it can make your mind go to different places. If it's
if I could not live in the gutter. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I have the intention.
That's a way to put it. That's one way to put it. I'm just wondering if it would change like where your mind lives just by watching that. Listen, it would bring you to a different realm.
Who I am.
No, you can't accept it.
Of who I am.
I don't know if that's down to.
I love who I am. Is it down and dirty to love yourself?
No, if that's down to your personality type, that you have to explore the same realm when you can.
I don't know if that's a part of my personality type. I think
see, that's why your voice got higher for that too. Because you do something that explained a lot.
I mean, then you would be saying that all protagonists are thinking a certain kind of way. I don't.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
It's an interesting.
It could be.
I don't know. It's making me uncomfortable. Is it hot in here?
You'd have to. It is though. It is
it
actually.
Is hot in here.
Yeah, it's warming up. But the thing is, I don't know if you went into those details because they do talk about romantic relationships and approaching those for your personality type. Yeah. So maybe that kind of discusses.
I'd have to read more on it. Yeah,
if you go into some more there's a lot in it.
There's a lot to read. There's a lot to learn.
I didn't go.
This
all
is
over
only the beginning for y'all. So for you, if you've never experienced this, welcome to the world of 16 personalities tests, and we welcome you to start the discovery for yourself as we have. But please know this is only the beginning. So there's a lot more to learn. And with that, anything else you want to add?
Well, yeah, at least the answer to me is that I don't know if people should follow that everything should match kind of thing. Everything has to match. I don't agree with that necessarily. I think you got to have like a balance. So yin and yang needs to come into play. Meaning, if everything is matching up, then how are you experiencing the difference in the world? I just don't think I don't think that's what the aim is, but it is possible that you could get in a relationship where the personality matches, and you shouldn't run from that either just because it's the same. I think you just gotta go with your heart and your mind and not just like a standard set rule that's, I don't know where that even comes from. There's no point to do that. But again, I am against, breaking and bucking the rules. So you can't tell me the rules and regulations and tell me it's gotta stay that way.
Exactly.
So that's part of my personality type.
Time to combat. Yep.
Not for combat.
Sparta.
Not for combative reasons, but I just say because it's true. How many rules and regulations have changed? I know you say there's a reason for that, but either way, they do change. So I just bring that up.
So you just say, it's all a suggestion. Anyway.
This is going to change 5 years from now.
I'll think on your suggestions.
And what if I'm a time traveler? Which year should I follow the rules? Should I follow the rules for this year or for last year?
Good thing you're not in that position.
I'm just saying, for you. If you are, which rules would you follow?
Well, they can come on. They can apply to be on the show, and we can see.
Oh, they have to apply to.
Facts.
If you're a time traveler, you're not even just guaranteed on the show. You have to apply,
yes,
even if you're a time traveler.
And we'll see if we can make space.
Even they don't. Well,
I'm talking about when I say, is there not a process? There's a process. It don't even make sense, Khalil.
No, you said.
It doesn't make sense.
Someone would come to you and say, I'm a time traveler. You said, did you apply on our website? Did you reach out on the contact us page?
You have dispute.
I trouble time. I do not deal with internet.
Exactly. Basically, well, I guess you don't need to deal with my show then. Everything has process, so if you can't follow it, that's your business.
That's a good one.
Good for you.
So you do that to Aquaman too. Aquaman shows up like,
you're talking about Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa can show up anytime.
No, the original Aquaman.
Nope, I'm talking about Jason Momoa. Yes. You, sir, are always welcome, sweet love. But
no, an Aquaman type individual is not welcome.
Jason Momoa is welcome.
But he has to go through the contact us page.
Well, he needs to give me his email address, though. I do need to be able to access.
But the key is, does he have to go through the contact us page?
Well, to be consistent, yes. So he can get his assistant to do it.
But then does he have to show Aquaman powers as well?
No, he can just be Jason
Momoa. He can
Momoa.
just be so he can just be an actor on the show.
He can be Jason Momoa. All right, he can be himself.
That's understand. If you're an actor, yes, go through the normal things.
Schwarzenegger, you are welcome.
All actors,
Denzel Washington, you are welcome. Kerry Washington, you are welcome.
Watch this though.
Michael B. Jordan.
You're saying all the regulars, but what about ghosts that want to be on the show? Do they have to apply to the
Yes, the fact that you can't just finish it without laughing is why I'm done with you. Your nonsense.
No. If you're a ghost, you still gotta
find a way to access the internet and put in your applications. We are at this time again. It's coming to the end of our 298th episode of WokeNFree. Quite the episode discussing what's your personality type. Khalil, what do folks need to do? Including the ones who are with us and not with us in this form.
Okay, they could come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
Perfect. And if you happen to be a person, a ghoul, or anything in between, we welcome your story. All you have to do is hit us up on our contact us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokeNFree.com. And if you'd like to connect with us on social, again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, at WokeNFree is the best way to follow us and share our content. And definitely for all sponsorship and collaboration queries, best way to get in touch with us is our contact us page at WokeNFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Till next time.